So we're gonna say how many days the person requests to be absent, and also additional information. And now we're gonna include the link that the approver is going to use to go back to the form and fill out his part. So we'll say click on this link to process the request. So this is the link, and this is an HTML friendly area, so you can do a little tricks here. So we're going to say click on this link, process the request. Right, that's our first email, and then we'll go to the second email, which is going to the approver, notifier, requester. So we're gonna send this to the requester excuse me, requester email. Status of your request, absence, we'll call it. And in the body we'll say dear name, your absence request was approved or denied. And we'll include the explanation, if any. Alright, now let's preview the emails. So this is the first template email, request number, submitted request, days, details, how many days, additional information, and link. Second email goes to the requester, the approver. Days, link. Alright, let's say send now. So this is going to send two emails from using these two columns. Here, so we're gonna ignore these two for now and do another test. So I'll go to the form. I need to say requester at this point, and this step can be bypassed, which I'm going to be talking about in a minute. So I'm a requester, say personal day, and it's one full day. Not feeling well. So I submit the form, which should create an email to the approver. Here it goes, absence request from Pavel Amonov, all the details, and then here's the link to edit. So I'm taken back to the same form, need to say I'm an approver. So once I approve, I'm gonna say explanation here, and this should create email to the requester, which is this account in this case. So here's the email: status of your request for absence via polynomial if your absence was approved. So that part is done. As I said, when I go to the form right now, it takes me to the first question, and I can bypass this step and take all the requester to the second page, which is this, automatically, and I'll show you how to do that now. Right, so we'll go here and say from the responses we'll go to get prefilled URL, and then we're gonna say select requester, submit the form, and we'll copy this link, and let's open up that link in a text document so we can see it easier. Alright, let me open up a Word document. That's going to be much easier. Right, here's our pre-filled URL. And there are a couple of things that I need to change here. So we'll find this text, view form question mark, and we're going to delete that and type form response question mark, and at the end I'm going to add and continue equals continue. So what it means is it's gonna pre-fill the response as a requester for the first question, and then hit continue, submit button for me. So when I go to this link now, it will take me to the second page automatically, which makes it so much easier for the requester. So that's one thing that you can do. You can basically do the same thing for the approver, but it's a kind of little complicated process, so I'm not gonna show it here. As a next step, we're gonna set up the calendar settings. You know what, let's do the formulas first. So I'm gonna create another tab here to keep all the total number of the requests, approved absences for each employee. So this is going to be email address of the employee, name, personal days used. I'm just gonna do one example and you can do the rest yourself. Personal days left. Right, so here let's say you'll have to input all the list of your employees and the names one time manually, and here we're gonna say sum the number. We're gonna use a formula called sum ifs, and what it does is we're gonna add the number of this column, how many days, if the approval decision value equals to approved, and the reason of absence column equals the personal day for this person. So the way I do it is I'm gonna say equals sum ifs. So I need to put in the sum range, the number of the numbers to be added, which is going to be column L, comma, criteria range 1. So I need to say this needs to be equal to Amanov as a first criteria. The second criteria is this value has to be a personal day, and also this column, the approval decision, has to be equal to approved. Right. Let's see what's wrong here. Form response. Okay, so let's say instead of C4, let's say C, because we're adding for the whole column, not only one cell. That's where I made the mistake. So now you can see that it gives me the number of the approved dates of the personal day for the Amanov. So if you want to do the same for the sick day, you'll do the same formula, except you'll say sick day here. And here, let's say you have 10 days of total allowed personal days. You'll just subtract this from here, which will give you the days left. So that's how you basically get the numbers updated automatically. And if you copy the formula, once you enter the email of your employees here, it will automatically calculate the number of the approved days. So let's give it a test now. So intranet, let's fill out the form as an intranet and see if this number gets updated. So I'm logged in as, alright, it's getting too cluttered here. Let me close this tabs here. This one. This one. Like that. Okay. So here's the link. So as you see, I'm logged in as intranet. So I'm Jessica Low, let's say, personal day for the 26th, and let's say I want 2 days off, so I'm gonna say January 26 to 27, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's gonna be 2 days. Right, so I submit the form. The admin in our case is Amanov. So I get the email saying Jessica Bloom has submitted the request form, 2 days, personal day. I'll go to the form, say I'm an approver. Like I said, you can skip this step as well with the pre-filled URL, but it's a little bit more complicated process, so I'm not going to do it now. So I approve the request, explanation, submit. So let's see what happens here. Right. So it went to Amanov's. Let's see why. Requester email. Oh, I see what we made mistake where, because here we said to get, when we look for the employee's name, we're looking at the column C, which is going to be updated each time the form is submitted. So the first time it was intranet, and next time we switched to Amanov, the approval email. So we need to look at this column, the requester email column, the column M instead of column C. So here we're gonna say column M, and here you can see that I got number 3 here. Again, intranet. Yes, because I filled out all the forms with logged in as an intranet. So the total number of the personal days is 3 now, because apparently I filled out all the form as an intranet. So that's how it works, and let's go to the next step. That is calendar settings. So to create a calendar events automatically, I will go to the formMule here now and run the initialization process, and you need to give the permissions and stuff. And actually, let me show you on the form, on the ready form, instead of doing it from scratch, because this video is getting too long. So to create the Google events automatically, you'll just need to go to the formMule tab here, initiate it, and then we'll go to the calendar merge. And here you need to say create the event when the submission is done, and then when the approval decision is approved, because you don't want to create the event if the request is denied. So you'll say approved, you'll put the calendar ID here, which is, let me show you where it is. So you can create another calendar, and you'll get the ID here, calendar ID. You'll paste it here, and then as an event title, you can use the column names here, column variables. Request the guests, you can send the invitations for the same event. Let's say you're a business administrator or whoever keeps track of the absent persons. Email invitation, start time, end time. Yep, that's it. That's all you have to do to create the calendar events. And the last step is to create the PDF file, the record files. And the way you do it is you need to install an add-on called AutoCAD, launch it, and then we're gonna, before that actually you need to create a template file that looks like this, and these are the name of the column headers, which are going to be your variables, and we're going to use this as a template when we do the mail merge. So here I already have the job here. You'll create a new job, select the Google Doc, and then you're gonna map the variables. Come on, buddy. So here you say the variables are coming from the first sheet. All the variables are actually mapped automatically if you have exact same names. And then you're gonna decide on the name of the file. Here are your variables that you can use. You can create a PDF or Google Doc, and then under advanced settings you want to say initiate the merge when the approval decision is approved, and you'll show the folder where it needs to be saved, and also you need to select run AutoCAD when the forms are submitted. And if you do all that, you'll have the records created under a folder for each submission. Alright, I hope it was helpful. Thanks for sticking and listening to me, and have a good day.